Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 27th of February and we'll be able to extend up beyond that with this GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that gets us well into the middle part of March now. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video release today was our 6th UK weather forecast with a recent weekend forecast, and if that wasn't enough, the EC46 there as well. Please check out all of today's videos and content. Like, share and subscribe on today's vids, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Well, we only need to put on around 3 subscribers now to get ourselves to 18k. We are so close. 18,000 subscribers. Do you know another 3 people who can get us to 18k? If you do, then please tell them to subscribe to GavsWeatherVids, and they'll be able to watch short, medium, long-range content, videos and live streams, and it'll be epic, and we'll be at 18k maybe by days then. Won't that be exciting? Thank you so much everybody for getting us this close to 18k. Our next 1,000 is imminent, and when we hit 18k, watch out for an announcement on the community page and across the socials as well about what's going to happen when we get to 20k. Exciting times to come, but we've got to put on those last 3 subscribers first. So as I say, please like, share and subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Right, okay, well, let's start the video then. We're going to begin, hold on. So sorry everybody, we're going to begin with section in temperature. The CET is still sitting at 8.3, that's 4.5 degrees above 61 to 99 average. That's provisional to yesterday, 16th of February. Exceptionally mild to February. If that comes in anywhere in the 8s, and that will be the warmest February on the CET record all the way back to 1659. 7.9 is what we've got to beat from 1779, I think, a long time ago. Very long time ago. And the more recent warmest February record, I think, was from 1990 at 7.3. I think we'll probably land somewhere, between 7.3 and 7.9, but it is going to be very interesting to see where this ends up. We shall keep you updated. These are the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts from Penn State University for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECM on the top and the GFS is on the bottom. So 500 millibars, 18,000 feet is an area in the atmosphere. High pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. Red extrapolates to above average heights, that's high pressure. Blue to below average heights, that's low pressure. You can see in the 7 to 10 day time frame with the east share, we've got this ridge in the Atlantic, an area of above average heights. At the same time, we've got a trough of low pressure below average heights over to the east of the coast. We're staying with jet stream on a northwest-southeast alignment there. So it's staying unsettled, but it is cooler as well. That's a colder variety of unsettled weather. Basically, we're going to go from warm rain to cold rain, really. But it might start turning cold enough for some wintry conditions up in the north, especially over high ground. The GFS is virtually identical, just slightly deeper with the trough of low, if anything. So again, we have the ridge in the Atlantic, and we've got the trough of low pressure sitting over to the east country. Again, we have a jet stream onto a northwest-southeast alignment, so we pull cooler air in from the North Atlantic, like a polar maritime airstream, I suppose, from up here, moving into that trough of low pressure, means that it will see the temperature dropping back closer to average, possibly even going a bit on the cold side up in the north in 7 to 10 day time frame, and there could be some wintry weather up north as well. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Sheffield today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield. Still got more to go with this very or exceptionally mild weather. That's going to carry on to around Wednesday. Then we've got a drop, though, in the upper air temperatures taking place sometime around Wednesday, Thursday. And then beyond that, through the rest of February and into the beginning of March, we're hovering close to long-term 30-year averages. So it doesn't look like it'll go particularly cold, but certainly it will turn notably cooler compared to the exceptional mild weather and warm weather that we've had over the past few weeks. And the deluge goes on. Precipitation-wise, we've got lots of precipitation spikes there from start to finish. Not much more to say other than, yes, the deluge continues. If we have a look at snow row, you can see there is a risk of some snow for Sheffield around the 23rd to 25th of February. So this is like end of the coming week and into next weekend, the weekend 24th to 25th of February. There might be some snow. There might be some snow then, and possibly again at the beginning of March. Well, of course, that's very long way off. No snow prospects until the end of next week, as the temperature will be far too mild. Temperature anomalies from the 17th to 20th of February coming out above average, another mild average week to come, and precipitation anomalies from 17th to 25th of February average or wetter than normal, especially in more southern and western regions. The latest Windflow Map from earth.nullschool.net shows that yet again, bringing low pressure in from off the Atlantic. There's a weather front through here as well, bringing further batch of wet weather. Very mild, of course, with both southerly southwesterlies continuing. Won't be until the last stages of next week, but we change wind direction and start bringing winds in more from the north of the Atlantic. Okay, let's start going through chart data. Ensemble latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Tuesday. High pressure and weather outlook. High pressure reaching up from the Azores, from the southwest. Should bring a reasonably dry day on Tuesday, but very quickly that ridge gets broken down for the middle part of next week as deep low pressure comes in, off the Atlantic, bringing plenty of wet weather in with it. And these unsettled conditions carry on through next weekend, and cooler as well. We go on to cool side projection. Remember, the black line is the rough position of the jet streams. That is shifting southwards, bit of a dip with the jet in the 500 millibar flow, means that the air starts coming in from Greenland and Iceland, that sort of area. And got to watch out for these areas of low pressure perhaps coming into that cold air. So on the northern side of these lows, if the air is cold enough, there might be a little bit of wind shear potential. All a very long way off, but just something to be aware of perhaps for next weekend. Right, that's as far as we get to with the UK Met. Let's move over to Icon. Again, we've got high pressure reaching up from the southwest from Monday and Tuesday. We've got dry weather in with it, but through most of next week, the emphasis is on unsettled weather with low pressure packing in from off the Atlantic and bringing lots of wind and rain in with it over the next few days. Into the weekend, again, projection shifts southwards and starts to take these areas of low pressure southwards with it, so it turns increasingly cool with the temperature as we go into cool side jet and stays unsettled. Showers along with spells of rain and probably cold enough for those showers to turn wintry, particularly over high ground in the north. Just cold rain mode down in the south. The KMA from Metro looks like that. Again, we break down the high pressure over the next few days and turn increasingly unsettled and cooler through to the end of week with deep areas of low pressure, bringing further bouts of rain and potentially gale force winds in with them as well. Eventually we start to bring something a little bit colder in from the northwest as well, but all looking very flat. The KMA just keeps down, you go right way 29th of February, just continuous deep areas of low pressure bring bouts of rain and strong gale force winds in with them as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. GFS midnight run again builds a high pressure from the southwest at the beginning of the week, but quick gets broken down by low pressure heading in from off the Atlantic. Turning or staying very unsettled but turning cooler through to the end of week. This low here is starting to move in towards that cooler air. So what happens with that on a midnight run? Well, actually the low goes down in towards France, so we don't get much of an impact from that. But certainly showery and cooler as we go through next weekend. A little bit of a northerly there by the time we get through to day 9, which is Monday 26th of February. Low pressure in the southern North Sea. Then more low pressure follows in from the Atlantic. That brings further cool and showery weather in with it as we go through next week, and on it goes. Look at this big dartboard low, 2nd of March. We're a long way out now, of course, but March begins, you know, where the end, where summer and autumn and winter has been. All of it's been going on really since July, with a few exceptions here and there. We did get like some hotter, drier weather in early September, didn't we? And I think early October had a little bit of a drier into as well. But generally, it has been a deluge pattern since July. It's carrying on into March, into spring as well, if the GFS midnight run is correct, with a deep dartboard low sitting over the top of the country. That's how we end up with the GFS midnight run. Low pressure still sitting over the country, but starting to slip to the south. Heights are trying to rise to our north, but got more low pressure in the Atlantic. So you have to question how successfully this blocking high would be in getting itself going away to the north. This is a precipitation forecast based on that GFS midnight run. Let's see if there's any wintry potential coming up. So, of course, in comes wet weather across the country over this evening and tonight as well. That gets out of the way. They have a slightly drier slot for the beginning of next week, but not long before wet wind weather gets back in. This is Wednesday, looking very unsettled. Thursday starts to serve a showers, a little bit wintry in more northern and northwestern regions. That's Friday again, all looking rather showery. They've got low pressure just giving us a glancing blow there to far southwest as we go through into Saturday, but Saturday's slightly drier. A little bit of wintry potential there for Sunday, so there's a trough or something pushing through, bringing showery rain, sleet, and potentially some snow in with it next Sunday. Interesting. No, actually it turns into quite a wintry day next Sunday. Quite a bit of snow around across England and Wales there. All a long way off, very unlikely to verify. More wet weather coming in through to the Tuesday 27th, day 10. That brings snow more towards the north, rain down in the south, and of course now we're into the extended rain, so not really worth going on much further. But there's that big dartboard low, bringing again loads of wet and windy weather in from off the Atlantic. Goodness gracious me. And then Miss GFS V2 is looking again. We break down ridge on Tuesday, turning wetter and windier to the north and west. Middle of the coming week looks very unsettled. Deep low pressure coming in from off Atlantic through to the second half of next week. A deep low, bringing showers and long spells of rain. With winds going into the northwest, it will be a lot cooler as well. The cool and unsettled weather carries on up toward day 10. A little bit milder, actually, for day 10. Slightly more of a southwesterly flow, but still Atlantic driven. And then the low pressure comes powering in as we go into the beginning of March as well. So that's how we end up with GFS V2. Monday the 4th of March. We're still under the car. Still got those deep areas of low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. Will it ever end? I don't know. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Free subscribers will get us to 18,000 subs. We are so we're on the cusp. We're on the absolute cusp of it. Please give us a sub. You must know 3 people who can subscribe to our channel and get us to 18k. But thank you so much everybody for getting us this far. We are on the cusp of our next 1,000. So thank you so much. Okay, GM again with that Azores high building up from the southwest through the beginning of next week. Gives us a slightly drier window weather, but not for long. We're back into those deep areas of low pressure through the middle and second half next week, and turning cooler as well. Jet stream shifts southwards. We turn wind into the northwest, so not only very unsettled, but also cooler. The shower potentially wintry up in the north. We've got a little secondary low pushing through there, being quite cold air. That could bring some snow into the northern half of the country. Another low there diving southwards. That goes into France. If that was to be a bit further northwards, that could bring a little bit of wintry potential through the course of next weekend as well. And then that's set up for day 10. So we're bringing in the wind from a pretty chilly north or northeasterly direction there, possibly with wintry showers into northern and eastern regions. Definitely a cooler look to the weather here, isn't there? Even if it's still very unsettled, but definitely a cooler look to these weather patterns by the end of February. And then the ECM looks like that. Now, once more, the Azores high is ridging up from the Azores through the beginning of next week, gets broken down midweek, increasingly unsettled, deep low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, bringing bouts of rain and cooler temperatures as we go onto the cold side of the jet stream. We bring the wind in from the northwest, so the air comes off green. There's a little secondary low pushing into that cold air there sometime through next weekend. So this low, we need to keep an eye on this. I've got a feeling this is the low that the GFS was bringing in, GFS midnight run was bringing in through Saturday, Sunday next week, and potentially bringing a little bit of snow even to more southern regions. Probably won't come to much, but we need to keep an eye on it, see what happens. And then that low pushes through by Monday 26th, we go into quite a cold northeasterly bend, probably wind backs into a milder west-southwest at day 10, but not for long. I think, there's another cold front through here, and behind that, again, we start pulling northwesterly winds once more there. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Temp.com. All the wet weather piling in over today, tonight, and still lingering far southeast tomorrow morning. Remember into showery conditions before it turns drier into the early part of the week. The rain comes back, though, for the middle part of the week. Very wet and windy across most parts of the country around Wednesday. Further wet weather piling in through the second half of next week as well. Some wintry conditions mixed in with that up north, and then in comes that secondary low. This is next weekend, bringing rain and blue and sleet and snow in with it as well. So the east looks like it's mostly towards rain with that, but we would only need to lower air temperature by another degree or so, and there could be a risk of some snow. So it's one to watch next weekend. Might be a little bit more wintry than at the moment. We think it could be. No, we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, that all gets out of the way by the beginning of the following week, and then we're turning things a little bit milder. But yes, you guessed it, still with more rain coming in from off the Atlantic. Oh dear, right, well, this is how the odds on the table are looking within the ECM Ensemble today for day 10. Gets us to the 27th of February from the Icelandic Met Office. 19 members of the ECM Ensembles, including control and the operation run with low pressure to our north and east, ridge out in the Atlantic, so bringing in a wind from like a west-northwesterly direction, rather unsettled, and a little bit on the cool side. 10 with low pressure, deep low pressure to our east, a ridge perhaps a bit further northwards in the Atlantic. That is a colder scenario, bringing in a wind from more of a northerly direction. We've got 8 with low pressure to our southeast, high pressure ridging from the Atlantic to our northwest. That probably brings the wind in more of a northeast direction. That'd be like what the GM is showing. What GM is showing at daytime. We've got 8 with high pressure ridging up from the southwest, and then we've got 6 with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and that brings wind in for more of a flat westerly direction. Most of the options look pretty unsettled, I have to say, at daytime, and possibly cooler or colder as well. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets to the 3rd of March. Look away now. You want drier weather and an end to the deluge, because we've got 21 members of the ECM Ensemble still with deep low pressure over the top of the country. We've got 17 still with low pressure over the country. It's not quite as deep with below, but still not so unsettled. And then we've got 13 with deep low pressure more towards our east, a little bit of a ridge in the Atlantic. That could bring in something a little bit cooler from the north. All the options, whether it's the 21 there, the 17 there, or the 13 there, are involving low pressure, telling us that the unsettled weather goes on into the start of March. The deluge continues for the start of March and meteorological spring. Right, just have a quick look at CFS V2. These are the 500 millibar height scenarios, break it down into weekly periods. The first weekly period will take us from the 17th to the 23rd of March. So the next week will be unsettled with low pressure to the northwest, high pressure to southwest, and so with flat as a pancake, bringing in wind from off the Atlantic. Week 2 is even more unsettled. It's the 24th of February to the 1st of March. A deep trough of low pressure across Western Europe, combined with a ridge out in the Atlantic. So all in all, looking very unsettled and cooler as well, as we are on cool side of the jet stream there. Week 3 will be the 2nd to the 8th of March. Low pressure and perhaps more focused over France, that sort of area. High pressure is in the Atlantic. It's a rather strange anomaly, but the upshot is probably that we're bringing in a colder north or northeasterly, so that could be a little bit on the wintry side actually through the first week of March, depending on how cold the air gets. And then week 4 is the 9th to the 15th of March. And now we've got a little bit of a ridge just to our southwest, so we're trying to build up some higher pressure to our south, but we still have plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic as well, and we've got blocking up towards Greenwich. It's a very bizarre anomaly, and so the blocking is trying to keep sort of northeasterly going, be as well as high, trying to pull up a southwesterly, and in between we might just end up with a very with a very wet pattern really, because the low in the Atlantic there and the low up there, there'll probably be weather fronts that are marking the boundary between the cold air from the north and the warm air from the south, and on that boundary there's probably going to be precipitation. So the upshot is it's probably still very unsettled even into the 4th week, but as it's 4 weeks away, not really worth worrying about too much. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our bits and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thanks so much everybody for doing that. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, or 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That was Ted Rogers, wasn't it? 3, 2, 1. How did he do that? I never know how he did that. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. But anyway, 3 subscribers. I'm so sorry about off on a tangent. 3 subscribers will get us to Dusty Bit, wasn't it? 3 subscribers will get us to 18k. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 3 subscribers will get us to 18k. Please give us a sub. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. You must show 3 people who subscribe and get us to 18k. Do you? I don't know. But thank you so much everybody. Just tell us coming up. I hope you enjoyed today's videos and content. Just tell us coming up tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We got a 6th and final update for spring 2024. And if all of that wasn't enough, we're going to be live, hopefully, migraine and whatnot permitting, but we'll be live at 6 PM tomorrow with your Sunday live stream. So we'll live stream our 10 to 14 day. We'll have GFS Ensembles watch combined, and there'll be some long range in the mix as well. Be a classic Sunday live stream. So hopefully I shall see you at 6 PM tomorrow. And that's going to be absolutely epic and awesome. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If we hit 18k, there will be an announcement appearing on the community page as well, thanking everybody for getting to 18k and, you know, announcing what will be in the works through the course of the year for when we get to 20k. So watch out for that, you know, when we hit 18k. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and for this video though, that's all for now, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.